Chapter 7. Cora and Mei drove in silence until they came to their first red light. Cora glanced over at Mei, who appeared to no longer seem hurt or angry. A calmness was covering her as she even appeared to be glowing. Cora knew something had happened back there with Max and became enraged. How far things had gone between them was becoming obvious. Cora did not recognize Mei. Never had she seen her friend in this state. Cora's anger subsided as concern replaced it. She had most recently heard that Max already had a girlfriend. Everyone knew except Mei, who sometimes appeared deaf to gossip. She was always under tremendous stress and lived in a state of either fear, numbness, or severe depression. She had lost so much of her childhood because of her stepfather. What happened back there? Cora said after breaking from her rambling thoughts. For once, something wasn't taken from me. You had sex. Mei sat as images of Max flooded her thoughts. She had no basis for comparison, but the way he had made her feel was worth her friend's ridicule. He made love to her with genuine passion. Mei tried to fight her thoughts, realizing that she needed to get him out of her mind. Mei, we promised to wait until we get married. You think my stepfather cares anything about what I want? They drove in silence for the rest of the trip. Mei's words echoed throughout Cora's mind. She pulled into Mei's driveway. I don't even know what to say. I can talk to one of my parents. Maybe you can move in with us. No, my mom and that idiot will never allow it. Are you okay? Cora faced her friend, concerned about her safety at this home in her present state. Yeah, I'm sure everyone is asleep by now. Mei gathers her things before getting out of the car. I'll call you tomorrow, she said, closing the car door. She walked up to the front door, unlocked it, and headed to her room. Mei was in her realm as she walked into her bedroom, not noticing that it wasn't locked. To prepare for bed, she undressed and removed her shirt and jeans. Mei struggled in the darkness for a while, realizing she needed light to finish preparing for bed. While heading towards her nightstand to turn on her lamp, she heard her bedroom door lock. Mei spun around to see her stepfather standing in front of her door. Despite his saintly reputation, Thomas was not perfect. He stepped toward Mei as she scrambled to put her clothes back on, stumbling backward in the darkness. The moonlight through her window was her only help in the dark as she searched for her clothes. She grabbed her shirt, putting it on, all while trying to keep a watchful eye on Thomas. It's 5:30 in the morning, where have you been? Thomas asked, boiling with rage. I was out with friends. Mei's voice trembled, fearing what she knew would happen next. Thomas flew towards her, his fist colliding with her face. He knocked her down to the floor. Mei grabbed her mouth to hold back her painful scream. She didn't want to wake her mother and sister, fearing what might happen to them. Thomas had threatened their lives before, and Mei believed he would follow through. Thomas pounced on Mei, ripping off her shirt and undergarment. He raped Mei. She died a slow death at that moment. She tried to imagine being someplace else where he couldn't hurt her, where no man could touch her. The next morning, she awoke to the sounds of voices in the hallway. Thomas prevented Song from opening the locked bedroom door, stating that the girl was tired. Let her sleep in. Oh, okay, I guess you're right, her mother said and then walked away. Mei experienced a painful rush while getting up. She had a sharp pain in her left cheek and her body was in agony. Somehow, she knew he raped her more than once. I didn't feel like this after Max, Mei said to herself. How can anyone love me? I'm damaged. She sat on the side of her bed, opened her nightstand drawer, and pulled out a small metal box. It contained a pack of razors and large band-aids. I just don't want to hurt anymore. Mei grabbed the blade, pausing for a moment over her wrist. Tears blinded her view as she shoved the razor into her forearm and sliced it open, gagging a little as she realized how deep this cut went. She bandaged her fresh wound and put away her mutilation kit. Arya, her sister, knocked on her door. What? Mei, irate by being disturbed. With a giggle, Arya says, "A hot-looking guy is at the front door for you, and Dad looks upset." Mei jumped to her feet and ran to her window. She could see Max's truck in the driveway. "No, I don't want Max seeing me like this." She looks down at her arm. Blood soaked through the bandage, and she would have to change it again. "Mei?" Arya bangs louder. "I'm sick." "Mei, get down here right now. You have a guest." Her stepfather's voice is like a roar through the door. Mei fought back her tears, seething with rage. "Why did he show up here? I gave him a wrong number to make sure he would get the message." Mei grumbles to herself. "Tell him I will be down in a few. I just need to wash up." She then grabbed her towel and clothes before heading to the shower. She didn't want to see anyone today, especially her stepfather. And Max for a whole other reason. What is he doing here? She steps out of the shower. She dressed and covered the bruises on her face and neck left by her stepfather's hand. Mei learned the art of concealing injuries from persistent beatings by her stepfather over the years. However, this one was posing a challenge. Her makeup skills were used to divert attention from her actual issues. Mei re-wrapped the fresh wounds 3 separate times before bleeding through the bandages. Downstairs she went, following the voices to the kitchen. Mei could overhear her mother talking to Max over tea. She made her way into the kitchen. Just seeing him again brought butterflies to her stomach. She couldn't help but stare. It was like he soothed her, taking away the violent energy from her stepfather. At 17, he was such a gentleman. Who in the world raised him? Mei had heard the horror stories about his mother. Was it all an act, or did she really teach him to be a gentleman? Damn, it's working, Mei thought. Her pain and fear dissipated as she looked into his eyes. Mei sighed. He was persistent.